Chelsea have the opportunity to extend our lead at the top of the Europa Conference League table this evening as we take on Armenian minnows FC Noah in matchday 3 at Stamford Bridge. So who will start and how can we best our opponents in this match? Lads, lasses and the rest of the masses, welcome back to the lead-in. Let's go. Before we get into the predicted lineups, let's talk about our opponents for this match. FC Noah are a relatively new side in the world of football. Formerly known as FC Artsakh, the biblically named side was formed in 2017, and in their first league season were promoted to the Armenian Premier League after finishing second, where they now play routinely. They were bought by a new owner after a lacklustre first stint in the APL, rebranding to Noah and winning the Armenian Cup. Fast forward to 2024 and they find themselves in the group stage of the Europa Conference League, which is no small feat, especially considering that they became the first club in this competition's short history to qualify after winning all 4 qualification rounds, even beating Greek giants AEK Athens along the way. This has brought them a lot of confidence and they've been playing well this season overall too, sitting in 4th place in the division with 4 games in hand and on a run of 4 wins in a row in the league. As for the Conference League, they sit right in the middle of the table in 18th after a win and a loss, able to defeat Mlada Boleslav 2-0 in their opener, but falling short to Rapid Vienna last time out. Their form going into this game is 5 wins in 6, so they'll be full of confidence and will be hoping to get an upset tonight. That being said, let's take a look at a possible starting 11 for Noah as they try to field a team that can do that. Firstly, let's talk absentees. They have just a couple of players out for this one. A new injury to left-back Gudmundur Thorarinsson means he misses this one most likely, as he joins midfielder Martin Gambos on the sidelines. I'll be putting Rui Mota's side into a pretty standard 4-2-3-1 formation for this game, as that is what they used in the previous round. First up in goal is going to be Ognjen Chancerovic. The Serbian shot stopper will be trying his best to keep us out in this one. The defence is going to slightly differ from the Vienna game, but Argentine fullback Brian Mendoza retains his place at right back. The centre-back partnership will be the same two that played in that fixture too, as Gonzalo Silva and Sergei Muradian start in the right and left centre-back spots respectively. The left back will change due to the injury to Thorarinsson, so in his place comes Hovhannes Hemberzimyan, who did the presser alongside his head coach yesterday. Moving into the midfield, we'll start with the holding roles. I don't expect this to change at all, so we should see the familiar name of ex-Granada midfielder Jan Braiseteki start alongside Burkina Faso international Gustavo Sangare. Ahead of them in the advanced midfield roles, let's start on the right. Another familiar name here if you're a fan of the Portuguese First Division, as ex-Passos Ferreira winger Helder Ferreira starts here. In the 10, we should expect to see ex-Heerenveen youth player Imran Ulad Omar start centrally. Finally, over on the left I don't foresee change as Frenchman Virgile Pinson starts once again. That leaves just one man up top and I reckon we'll see Gonzalo Gregorio come back into the side. He has 6 goals in 9 league matches so far this campaign. That's just a brief look at what their team could look like. I've put a pretty strong side out for them so we could see some rotations here or there. Now let's turn our attention to Chelsea and see what our lineup for this game could be. There's only one absentee for this game, that being Jadon Sancho, who is still out due to illness. Cole Palmer took a knock versus United and will be assessed before the Arsenal game, but would have missed this game anyway as he's not in the EU ECL squad. So with that being said, I'll be putting Enzo Maresca's Chelsea team in the 4-3-3 formation this time, with wholesale changes from the team that face United in the league. Starting with the goalkeeper, I'm going to be putting in Philip Jørgensen. Standard rotation here, the young Dane comes back in for a shaky Sanchez and hopefully retains his place too. For the back 4, it's going to be switching completely from the midweek game. I reckon we'll see the same setup that we've been seeing in the Conference League, so starting on the right will be Axel Disasi. For the centre-back partnership, it's a return to the duo of Tosin Adarabioyo and Benoit Badiashile in the right and left centre-back spots respectively. Finally, over on the left, I'm going to be putting in Renato Veiga, who comes in for Malo Gusto. Moving into the midfield, let's start with the holding role. I think we'll see Cesare Casadei slot into this position again, who's been playing pretty well here in recent games. Ahead of him, this is slightly tricky to pick, but I expect we'll see Kiernan Dewsbury Hall and Enzo Fernandez in these advanced roles. Ahead of them in the attacking roles, let's start on the right. Bit of a tricky one here too, as we are without Sancho and Neto played at the weekend, so I'll be putting Misha Mudryk on the right hand side. On the opposite side, I expect Joao Felix to slot in here, so the Portuguese starts on the left. Finally, up top will be Christopher Nkunku. As usual, the Frenchman rotates in for the midweek game. Let's hope that he can be blowing up a balloon or two by the end of this one. Apart from that, I think this is a solid team and perfectly capable of beating Noah if we play well, and we'll talk about how in a little bit. But before we do, it's time for today's comment question of the day, so answer me this. If you could bring back one former Chelsea player to add to our squad, Who would you pick and why? Let me know in the comments down below with QOTD at the start as always, and I'll heart my favourite answers. Now let's take a look at how Chelsea can navigate this game tactically and see how we can beat Noah in this game. Okay, so here we have the team, and as usual, let's move our team into the positions that I reckon they'll play in-game. Now, this one's a little bit interesting because we've got a few different players playing in a few different roles that they probably wouldn't be normally. So with this setup with Disasi and Vega, we always know that Vega's going to be the man to invert into the midfield, as we so often see, and then we can see this too, or Vega could also kind of play in the half space, but for this game I don't think we'll see that. We'll either see these two, Vega and Casadei, play as a holding two, or we'll kind of see Casadei move a bit further up, leave Vega alone, and then Enzo and Casadei can operate as these 8s with Kiernan a little tiny bit higher. We might see that. Obviously, we might see Felix on this left-hand side. We might see him and Mudryk swap around. I've put Mudryk on this right-hand side just because he's played here before, and I don't think Felix has played here for Chelsea. Also, we've got Nkunku up top, and usually when we see Nkunku and Felix play together, we kind of see them play as a 2. So what I kind of theorise we might see is we might see a lot of kind of Enzo going out wide, or Dewsbury Hall going out wide to kind of supplement that hole that kind of gets left when Felix comes inside like this. But if not, maybe we see Mudryk and Felix swap, and then obviously he can hold that channel whilst Felix comes here, and then we can kind of have Casadei coming up and supporting a little bit more. But for the most part, I think we are just going to play kind of pretty standard 4-3-3 or 3-4-3 as it were in this system. Now, the other thing to note is that if we do play in this holding 2, as I've kind of suggested we could do, obviously we've seen Casadei play in this holding role before, then the positions of Enzo and Kiernan and Dewsbury Hall are very interesting, because we can either see them play this way, like we've seen them play before, with them both going inwards onto their stronger feet, or we can see them play the other way. Personally, I would like to see Enzo on this side and Kiernan on this side, where Enzo can kind of play the balls in behind for Mudryk, who his pace might be a real key in this game, specifically because of the lower quality that we are up against. His pace is going to be something that they have just never dealt with before. I think that could be a real weapon we can use. Same thing on the opposite side with Kiernan and Dewsbury Hall. Like, I think for him specifically, it's nice to see him on this left-hand side where he can get into the box and get advanced and be on his stronger foot to either put the ball across or take shots at goal. We don't get to see that as often. We haven't really got to see the best of him because he's been playing in this role a little bit more, and he's been a bit more box-to-box rather than up, getting advanced and actually getting shots off like we know he can. But let's talk about our opponents a little bit here. FC Noah, and I think they're going to play in this pretty standard 4-2-3-1 that we've kind of seen in the past, so I'll put the players in here. This kind of sometimes operates as a 4-3-3 with this middle 10, as it were, kind of acting a bit more as a centre mid, and these two playing a bit further higher up. But against us, I think they're going to play something a bit more reserved. In fact, for the most part, I don't see this 4-2-3-1 actually staying this way. I actually see them kind of playing a 4-5-1 for the majority of the game, where they kind of play with this bank of 4, this bank of 5, and then leave the striker up top to try and win anything that goes long, or scrap and try and kind of hold up the ball and let his teammates kind of get back into the game, and they can get possession and go wide. So let's talk about the strengths and weaknesses of this team. Now, from what I've been able to watch, and thankfully the Noah YouTube account does have a lot of footage of what they play, they are very, very, very compact defensively, very solid defensively, and they kind of, their whole game plan when they play is based off of how solid this defense is. Now, they will obviously tuck their fullbacks in and make this back four very, very solid and hard to break through. They'll get the wingers back, and they'll help defend and double up on our wingers. Again, they have the two in midfield, Ateki and Sangare, are very, very solid, especially Ateki. He's actually a very good quality player. And these two are both pure kind of holding midfielders that will be hard to get past. And then obviously, if they're sitting really deep, then this 10 will also come back, and it'll be a really hard block for us to kind of play through. The only avenues will be down the wings, and they kind of forfeit the space down the wings because they know that they've got decent centre-backs and a very decent goalkeeper, and they can kind of try and defend the balls into the box. And then once they win the balls in the box, if they can then obviously transition if the goalkeeper grabs it, or they can get the ball out from one of the centre-backs and then try and kind of scrap in the middle and play out from there. Now, I say that they'll do this and they'll drop deep, but I don't think this is the only thing that they will do. It might change depending on how they feel that they can do against us, specifically, because we are a much stronger team than anything they faced. But the way that they kind of do like to play, they do like to be aggressive in the first phase. When teams are playing out from the back, we saw this against Athens, they did really step on the gas against them and try and win the ball back. And actually one of their goals against Athens came from one of their wingers actually winning the ball from a stray pass and then bending it into the far corner. And I think that's something they will probably try and do against us, knowing that we've been a bit shaky at the back. They'll obviously have done their homework on us. They're going to have studied our tapes. They're going to know that we like to play it out from the back and like to keep possession. And I think genuinely that they will try, at least in the first phase, to get forward and get higher up. I'm not going to suggest they're going to do anything radical and push their fullbacks up to the halfway line or anything like that, but I think they will try and step on us a little bit. Once we kind of progress and the ball goes a bit further, then they probably will drop really deep and then try and hold on for dear life once the ball actually gets progressed up the pitch. But for the most part, I think they will try and actually step on us and actually try and make us a bit uncomfortable, because one of the things that they really like to do is not only, obviously, they play on the transitions. They play on the transition with the balls in behind. They can play very direct from the centre backs or the goalkeeper into the channels. They do obviously love to actually, when they get on the ball and kind of are able to have possession, they have a lot of confidence. And that's the thing which I really want to highlight about this Noah team, is that despite them only being established very recently in terms of history, and despite them having a lower quality side, they are so confident when they get the ball. Not only do they like to play their football and like to actually pass it around once they get advanced into these positions, and say one of their transitions kind of fizzles out and the ball gets headed back to one of their players, they will kind of actually step up and try and play good football, like play it between their players and actually play these little triangles and kind of try and get their midfielders. This specifically, this 10 will like to make the third man run into the box, and they try and find him and then get the ball across. They do really like to play their football, but it's not just that. It's actually just pretty much everything that most small teams kind of shy away from doing, like taking shots from outside the box, taking shots from direct free kicks, trying the little tricks and stuff. They don't shy away from doing that, whereas other teams do. And again, another thing they like to do is they're not afraid to overlap the fullbacks. When they do have the ball up here, they will get their fullbacks high, they will get their fullbacks into advanced positions, which against us might be a problem and might be a mistake, and maybe they don't do that because they're a bit wary of the quality that we possess going back at them. But we've seen this against opponents in the Europa Conference League so far, that they do like to get the balls, the fullbacks high and then pass the ball into the box, and they do like to do their little tricks. And the one player I do really want to highlight is this man on the left hand side, Pinson. He is one of those players that he gives me like Adel Taarabt vibes, where he's one of those players that when he gets on the ball, he will try and do tricks, he will try and beat his men. He's not going to be afraid to actually run at his marker and actually try and create things and make things happen. And I think that's especially going to be important to note in this game because of who he's up against in Axel Disasi. You know, Axel Disasi is not the quickest going backwards. He can go forwards pretty quickly, but going backwards he has a different pace, and he is quite beatable for a tricky winger like Pinson. Now, they will probably have the game plan in general to get the ball out to him as often as possible, not just because he's got such good quality on the ball in terms of his trickery and his kind of ability to beat a man, but specifically because this is the weak side of our team, right? This whole side, we see Casadei, who's obviously notoriously more of an 8 and more of a threat in the other box than he is as a defensive player. On this side we have Disasi, who I've just mentioned is a bit slow. Enzo on this side is not the quickest going backwards, and Mudryk, despite him getting better at it, still isn't the player that's going to bust a gut to get back and try and defend. So I think they will target this left-hand flank for them, and this specific duel against Disasi is going to be one to watch out for. And going hand in hand with that confidence that they kind of have is that we've seen so far that they are not a team that will just shy away from a game and roll over and just kind of let you beat them, which a lot of smaller teams will do. We see that happen constantly in the English League Cups and things like that, where we play a smaller team and they kind of just get battered for 6, and it's kind of a routine thing. I don't think that's going to happen particularly in this game. I think that they are a team that likes to fight and are a bit kind of motivated to prove themselves. But of course, I say this with a big caveat, and we'll move into the weaknesses here. A big caveat of this is that they simply have not ever played a team of Chelsea's quality. They might genuinely just get overwhelmed by our superior quality, not only on the ball, but in the final third, where their defence might not hold up, because they rely on their defence so much. And I think, obviously, because of the way that they play and the way that they do like to absorb pressure, and the way that they do like to play on the transition when they get the opportunities, they're going to forfeit a lot of possession. And against a side like Chelsea, who like to have the ball, like to kind of break you apart slowly by passing the ball around, and especially with players like Felix and Nkunku, who are much better with the ball to feet and kind of playing those intricate little passes rather than running in behind. And we kind of saw the same thing happen when we played Hent, where they let us have a lot of the ball and we kind of dictated the game just because they didn't try and get the ball off of us. And that might be a downfall for Noah as well. Again, even though Ghent are a much better team than Noah, I think that they kind of pose a similar threat in the fact that they are a much more aggressive team and they are actually a team that will try and beat us, whereas Ghent I felt kind of rolled over a little bit. Not sure if Noah will do that. Again, it just depends on how they kind of react to how we play. And as I said, they kind of rely heavily on that solid defensive base to then get up the pitch and score themselves with the transition. So if that defense doesn't hold up and we are able to find holes here and get goals, especially if we go ahead, if we get the first goal in this game, it might be one of those games where they simply just cannot get back into it, because they will have to try and come out and get the goal in order to beat us, or even get a point rather in the league. They won't be able to just sit on their laurels and keep defending, because we will just get more goals and then they just lose goal difference. And in a system like this, where they're fighting for every single point and they're fighting for every single goal conceded or every single goal scored to kind of get you up the table, they can't be affording to just be giving up those goals very easily. And I feel like they will come out and try and attack us if we could go first. And obviously when they do attack us, when we've got the first goal, that brings their defenders out, that gives us more space to operate in, and threatens them with us going the other way. Now, one thing I do want to point out specifically is something I've noticed in their games is they're a bit weak from one specific scenario, and that's balls to the back post. They have very, very struggled from set pieces and from general play of when the ball goes over the head of the two defenders to the back post to the opposite fullback. They are very, very poor at defending the situation, and it has led to mistakes. It led to the goal that one of the goals that Athens scored. And if we can get the ball into the box to someone like Felix, or to a run from midfield, for example, from KDH, then that can pose problems. And obviously neither of these two are particularly tall in the air, and we shouldn't really be opting to play high balls against a defense that is quite tall. We have seen that Nkunku has got a very good header on him, and if we can get him into a position to get headers on the ball, or even if we can play balls to the back post across the face, so if we can get advanced here and play the ball to the back post here, that's an option for us where we can keep it low. But in general, I've just seen them struggle at it's not just the initial delivery, right? It's the way that if the fullback does win the ball, they rarely ever actually get the ball out of danger. It will more likely fall back into the danger zone, or kind of go back to one of our players, or cause a mix up in the middle with the goalkeeper trying to claim the ball or something like that. They've struggled from this scenario multiple times from what I've watched. And I think it's also important to note that they are a team that is very inspired by their crowd. We face a lot of those kind of sides, and we don't really have the same effect from our home stadium, but a lot of their good play comes from, again, that confidence that they get, not just from their general play, but from the crowd hyping them up. And obviously they're not going to have that as much in this fixture because it's at the Bridge. And I think that if this was an away tie, I think they would back themselves to genuinely come here and get a really good result. At the Bridge, I don't think they stand much of a chance, and if we are able to silence their small allocation of fans that will be at the stadium, which will probably be a difficult task considering how passionate they are, but if we're able to do that, then I think they don't really stand a chance. And that could be, again, it might be one of those situations where they get a little bit overwhelmed by the occasion, because despite them being a team that has been a giant killer in the past, obviously against Athens, this is a completely different beast in Chelsea. We are so many leagues above anything that they have faced. It's probably going to be a different game to what we've kind of seen from them in the past, where they aren't able to kind of flex their creative muscles as much with that crowd behind them and boosting them the whole time. Now, I've praised them quite a lot in this because I think this game will be closer than people are kind of expecting. I don't expect us to come to the bridge and walk away with a 7-0 victory or anything like that. I don't think this will be an absolute battering. I think we will win. I think it will be quite easy. I think we will win fairly handily. And we'll move on to match day 4 at the top of the league. For a score prediction, I'm going to be predicting another expected win for Chelsea, but I'm personally not expecting a hammering. I think the game will be contested more closely than expected, so I'm going to go for a 3-0 result, with Christopher and Nkunku getting 2 of the goals and Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall getting the other. We'll have to wait until the game to see if any of my predictions are correct, and as always, I'll be live streaming immediately after the game with Feeling Blue to review the match, so make sure you come through if you are able. But if you can't wait until then, YouTube reckons you'll enjoy one of these 2 videos on screen in the meantime. Thank you guys so much for watching as ever, and remember, in the rain or in the dry, keep that blue flag flying high. Come on, you Blues.